Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV, 7 p.m. news time. We are going to share the news both locally and internationally. My name is Videlis Njoki and this is my sign name. My voice interpreter is Mini Mbesa. On to our first news item. The government has committed to intensifying drought intervention across 23 counties currently struggling with food security. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki announced the release of additional funding to secure food and essential supplies for approximately 3.3 million citizens in urgent need.
Review the ongoing interventions by the government of Kenya on the situation of the droughts, the mitigation interventions that we are making on droughts. As you are aware, the performance of the last rains, October to December season, was suboptimal. They did not perform very well. So many counties, up to 23 counties, are in need of support in terms of human food, livestock feed, and other drought mitigation interventions. Overall, 3.3 million people across our country are affected, and we also need food to reach our schools to make sure that our learners are not disrupted by the ongoing drought situation. Therefore, we have reviewed the ongoing interventions. We have resolved to upscale the interventions. We have also resolved to diversify the food available so that we can take care of sensitive, special sections of society, including children, women, and the invalids. We have also asked and directed that all county steering committees be activated, and that we need to work on the last mile delivery of food. We are taking a little long for the food to reach the population in their areas, and therefore we've directed that those teams be activated, and we are going to work through a better supply chain and last mile delivery program going forward. We are also making interventions for water tracking, for livestock, and for people, and we're going to request for that process also to be expedited. So I want to take this opportunity to assure the people of Kenya that the government views the current situation as a serious situation, but at the same time assure the people of Kenya that we will not spare any resources to make sure that we don't lose human life, and we also mitigate the effects of this drought on livestock and the entire ecosystem that would be affected, including our wildlife and protected areas. So thank you very much for coming.
Government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has issued a high-level alert to Kenyans regarding fraudulent international recruitment schemes. During a recent briefing, Mwaura revealed a disturbing trend where unsuspecting job seekers are being lured with promises of lucrative employment abroad, only to be trafficked into combat zones, specifically the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. He emphasized that these cartels exploit the desperation of unemployed youth, promising non-combat roles like driving or technical work, while in reality individuals are being deployed to the front lines.
They opted to go for better jobs. They were not told which job they were going to do. They were taken to Russia. Here in Russia, they were forced to work as military personnel in Russia.
Our people who go out there to work need to be very careful in terms of where they go to work. Those rogue, agencies that were there have actually been, removed from the register and will continue to do so. But Kenyans will be protected by the government, at whatever cost. Government committed to putting in place, I think should be actually up to 4 billion, on a regular basis, so that we are able to procure the right kind of food. There have been very serious efforts, even with the county governors of the affected areas in Garissa, in Wajir, and all of that, to ensure that we ring fence, monies for water, for animals and all of that. There could still be, students who are yet to go to report to grade 10. And those are the ones that then we need to look at as a government and using the various ways in which we are able to finance them. There is a presidential bursary scheme, there is a ministerial, there are quite a number of ways, including the member of parliament and the counties. So they are properly identified and they are assisted. And even also Kenyans of goodwill. There have been this concern, are we abandoning the better plan? Are we moving away from what we promised Kenyans? And the answer is no. The better plan has become a very good springboard for the Singapore.
On to the next news item. The Council of Governors, COG, has announced a formal boycott of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee, CPSC, citing a breakdown in professional conduct. The council claims that audit sessions have devolved into platforms for exhaustive demands, personal harassment, and politically motivated witch hunts. In response, the members of the CPSC have denied these accusations. The committee issued a stern warning: if governors refuse to appear for financial oversight, the Senate may move to withhold national funding from the respective counties.
The Council of Governors notes with great concern the continuous and escalating extortion, political witch hunt, harassment, intimidation, and humiliation of excellency governors by certain senators when they appear before the Public Accounts Committee of Senate. The Council has resolved that governors will not appear before the Senate Public Accounts Committee until this...
We have a problem with 4 senators. They know themselves. And we are saying they are involved in extortionists, being extortionists. They harass governors. They intimidate them.
On to the next news item. The Kenyan aviation industry is on high alert after the Kenyan Aviation Workers Union, KAU, issued a fresh 7-day strike notice to the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, KCAA. Union leadership, led by the Secretary General Mos Ndiema, warned of a total airspace shutdown if long-standing grievances regarding the collective bargaining agreement, CBA, and staff contracts are not addressed.
We will deal with them. We are determined. If in the initial hours the government does not direct KCA to do the right thing, we are going to mobilize the entire aviation. In short, there will be nothing aviation related that will move.
My biggest concern is the impact on our aviation industry, because quite a number of foreign airlines have already reached out.
So we are looking at employees whose terms have not been reviewed upwards by way of negotiation since 2015.
Historically, there was the Aviation Workers Union, or AU, and then now KAU was set up, I believe, later on. So the law states very clearly that you cannot have two unions in the same space. So there was a court case between the two unions that was finally concluded in 2023, and that is why it was impossible for us as KCA to engage with either of the unions.
We've not been able to make progress in our engagement. Until this morning, KCA management was still acting weirdly.
We have so far held 3 meetings, but they walked out on 2 of the meetings. And today they also walked out before serving us with a strike notice.
We have the old CBA that existed that clarified the levels of unionizable staff within the CBA. And then further to that, there was a court ruling of 2011 which defined unionizable levels.
We have the goodwill from management and we intend to engage, but within the boundaries set by law.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
On to the final news item, the Senate County Public Investment Committee has issued a warning to 14 county governments threatening to petition for a complete freeze of their national funding. This escalating confrontation stems from the failure of various governors to honor official summons intended to scrutinize the utilization of public funds for the year 2024-2025 financial year. Instead of attending the oversight sessions to provide accountability, the committee reports that the county bosses opted for a retreat in Kilifi. The specific counties now facing the risk of severe financial sanctions include Lamu, Laikipia, Tharaka Nithi, Murang'a, Embu, Baringo, Nandi, Siaya, Tana River, Nyandarua, Mombasa, Makueni, Elgeyo Marakwet, and Kajiado.
We are firm, or I am firm, but I'm also fair to the governors. And that's why I allow them to explain. I allow them to submit their evidence, even though ideally in the Senate, ideally they should not be bringing evidence to the Senate.
They have gone to retreat to sleep and eat the money. They have gone to play along the auction. Yet most of our citizens continue to languish in poverty.
Governors have therefore resolved that they will only appear once before this committee of the Senate County Public Investment Committee.
We will also use our powers. If they don't want accountability, then they have no reason receiving money from us. We will stop the money and then see who is going to suffer.
That's all we had for you at 7 p.m. news. With us here, Science TV. Have a good night.